Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori Brame and this is Holy City Mystic. Today I'm going to be continuing on our retrograde series where I talk about each of the planets retrograde in a birth chart and what that looks like. So for Mars retrograde in a birth chart, first of all, let's take a step back and look at what Mars is. Mars is your motivation. It is your fight, your get up and go. It has a lot to do with your energy. So if you have Mars retrograde in a birth chart, there might be a lot of hesitation. It might be the type of thing where when you were a kid, you had a hard time with sudden changes of plans. Also, knowing exactly what needed to happen before it happened. So say you had a big weekend ahead of you and your mom was kind of like letting you know what was happening. You would be the kid to be like, and then what's gonna happen? And then what's gonna happen? And what are we gonna eat? What time are they gonna leave? And what time do we need to be in the car to get there? And stuff like that. And then if anything happens that is not according to that plan, it can throw you off. Since any retrograde in the birth chart has a lot of that energy only turned inward, you can be very hard on yourself. So instead of lashing out, blaming others, doing all those things, you can internalize a lot of the conflict that you feel in your life. One thing about this is that you just feel a lot more resistance with things working out for you, with things actually playing out and coming into manifestation. So it's probably going to take you longer to accomplish things than other people. You might be held back in school. It might take you longer to get to where you need to be in your career. There's a lot of starts and stops because that Mars retrograde, that energy isn't free flowing. It's not free flowing in your life. However, as soon as Mars goes retrograde in the sky, which Mars, I think it's the rarest retrograde, it's like every 2.5 years that it goes retrograde, you feel like you are on a rocket ship and everything is just going really fast. Things are falling into place. Things are getting accomplished. You can start new projects. All the astrologers around you are like, don't start anything during Mars retrograde. But you can because you have it retrograde in your birth chart. So where everybody else is kind of feeling like there's a lot of starts and stops because Mars is retrograde in the sky, you really feel like you are finally free to do what you need to do. And with this energy being so internalized, there is a lot of playing things out beforehand, like overthinking a situation and thinking of every single way it could go instead of just going forward, just going for it. There can also be a lot of inner anxiety. So, one of the characteristics of Mars is like being really hot, and that can be like being really hot tempered or, like combustible, where you tend to lash out and stuff like that. But if you have this energy retrograde, you can I just picture somebody like in a shower arguing with somebody about something that happened 2.5 years ago. You don't even have contact with that person anymore, but you're constantly thinking about what you should have said. Again, it can also be internalized towards yourself, where a situation or a conversation that happened didn't go the way that you wanted it to, and you internalize that to be like, well, it's my fault. If I had just done this, this, and this, it would have gone my way. So if you have Mars retrograde in your birth chart, it is somewhat of a superpower because no action you ever take is not thought through. You have thought of everything, you have weighed the pros and cons, you are ready for this. It's also as a good catch for other people around you that are like about to jump into something, and you can kind of take a step back and be like, let's think about all the scenarios here. That is something that's very natural for you and not very natural for a lot of people. So if you have Mars retrograde in your birth chart, please let me know how it's going. These are very interesting to me, and I love hearing stories about how a retrograde in the sky matches your energy and like all the things happen while that planet is retrograde. So let me know, drop a line below, and thank you so much for being here. Take care.